Once upon a time, in a bustling city filled with dreams and desires, there lived a man named Ethan. Ethan was charismatic, intelligent, and appeared to have it all together on the surface. However, he had a weakness that often got the best of him, an inability to control his sexual desires. Ethan's charm and good looks made it easy for him to attract attention from both men and women. He enjoyed the thrill of the chase and the euphoria that came with each conquest. As time went on, he became more and more entangled in a web of his own making, unable to resist his insatiable appetite for physical pleasure. At first, Ethan's escapades seemed harmless. He believed he was simply exploring his own desires and embracing his freedom. But as his conquests grew in number, the consequences started to creep in, silently waiting to reveal themselves. The first sign of trouble came when Ethan's reputation began to suffer. Whispers and rumors circulated among his friends and acquaintances. People started to question his integrity and loyalty. His charm no longer held the same power it once did, and he found himself isolated, abandoned by those who had once admired him. Yet, Ethan remained oblivious to the fallout. He continued to indulge in his desires, seeking satisfaction in the next encounter, believing that it would bring him the fulfillment he craved. But the emptiness inside him only grew deeper, and the consequences became more profound. Hey there, let's dive into a topic that's both sensitive and important: uncontrolled sexual desires. It's crucial to recognize that if you struggle with controlling your sexual urges, because it can have significant consequences. So in this video, we'll explore 10 specific outcomes that could arise from the inability to manage these desires. Remember, every individual's experience is unique, but by understanding the potential ramifications, we can better navigate this complex issue. So, buckle up and let's begin. Number 1. You will have relationship issues. When uncontrolled sexual desires wreak havoc on relationships, the consequences can be devastating. Picture this heart-wrenching scenario. You're in a deeply committed partnership, a sanctuary of love and trust. But the insatiable urges overpower you, dragging you down a treacherous path. Your actions, driven by uncontrollable desires, slice through the bond you once cherished. The anguish in your partner's eyes reflects a shattered trust, as their soul bleeds from the betrayal. Every ounce of love, care, and devotion fades into a ghostly memory, replaced by pain, neglect, and disrespect. The emotional turmoil rips through your core, leaving scars that may never heal, tearing apart what was once a sacred connection. Number 2. You will be a prisoner. Now, let's talk about the serious legal implications that can arise from acting on uncontrolled sexual desires. Engaging in non-consensual or illegal sexual behavior can have severe legal repercussions. Acts such as sexual assault, harassment, or exploitation can result in criminal charges. It's essential to remember that consent is paramount, and any violation can have long-lasting consequences for both the victim and the perpetrator. Number 3. You will be forever alone. As social beings, our connections with others are the lifeblood of our well-being. But uncontrolled sexual desires can poison those bonds, leaving us stranded in a desolate wasteland of isolation. Imagine the news spreading like wildfire, whispers of inappropriate behavior or a lack of control. Friends, family, and even members of the community recoil, fearing for their own safety and well-being. The consequences are swift and merciless. Doors once open slam shut. The laughter fades into distant echoes, and embraces turn to empty air. The profound isolation wraps around your soul, suffocating any flicker of belonging. Loneliness becomes an unrelenting companion, gnawing at your spirit and amplifying the despair. The world becomes a cold, distant place, leaving you stranded in the ruins of shattered connections. Number 4. You will be depressed. When the crushing weight of uncontrollable sexual desires bears down on you, prepare for an emotional storm. The realization engulfs you, drowning your spirit in guilt, shame, and self-loathing. Morality crumbles beneath the weight of your desires, and you question the essence of who you are. The emotional distress grips your soul, tearing at your mental well-being. Each passing day feels like an eternity as you battle the internal turmoil. These unyielding emotions become the breeding ground for a garden of mental health issues. Anxiety creeps in, consuming your thoughts, while depression casts a suffocating shadow over your spirit. In this relentless struggle, finding solace seems impossible, leaving you adrift in a sea of emotional anguish. Number 5. You will have a bad reputation. In the intricate web of life, our reputation weaves the threads that define us. But uncontrolled sexual behavior, when exposed to the harsh light of public scrutiny, can unravel that tapestry. Picture the whispers, the pointed fingers, and the venomous rumors that spread like wildfire. The weight of judgment bears down upon you, tarnishing your name and staining your character. Social stigmatization wraps its suffocating tendrils around your every interaction, leaving you isolated and marked. Rebuilding what was shattered becomes a Herculean task, as personal relationships crumble, career prospects dwindle, and self-esteem plummets into an abyss of doubt. The echoes of your tarnished reputation reverberate through every aspect of your life, reminding you of the steep price paid for uncontrolled desires. Number 6. You will have no job. Let's paint a vivid picture. Imagine being unable to rein in your sexual desires and witnessing their disruptive influence within the workplace. Inappropriate behavior becomes the norm. Boundaries are trampled upon, and harassment taints that once professional atmosphere. Now, let's face the sobering truth. Such actions have dire consequences, potentially resulting in the loss of your livelihood. Employees bear the responsibility of fostering a safe and respectful work environment. Any behavior that jeopardizes these standards is met with swift and decisive action, often leading to termination. The repercussions are profound, extending beyond the realm of financial stability. Your professional reputation lies in ruins, casting a shadow over future employment prospects. The impact is far-reaching, a painful reminder of the high price paid for uncontrolled desires within the workplace. Number 7. You risk having sexually transmitted infections or STIs. Uncontrolled sexual desires can often lead to risky sexual behavior, which significantly increases the likelihood of contracting sexually transmitted infections or STIs. Engaging in unprotected sex or having multiple partners without proper precautions can result in the transmissions of STIs. These infections can have long-term health consequences, impacting both physical and mental well-being. It's essential to prioritize safe and consensual sexual practices to protect oneself and others. Number 8. You will lose your self-esteem. When uncontrolled sexual desires consistently dictate your actions, self-esteem can suffer greatly. Struggling to control these urges may lead to a diminished sense of self-worth, leaving you feeling powerless and overwhelmed by your own behavior. This negative self-perception can permeate various aspects of life, affecting relationships, career aspirations, and overall happiness. Building and maintaining self-esteem becomes even more crucial in such circumstances. Number 9. You will have a strained mental health. The struggle to control sexual desires can take a heavy toll on mental health. Constantly battling overwhelming urges can lead to heightened stress, anxiety, and depression. The internal conflict between personal values and the inability to act in line with them creates significant emotional strain. Seeking professional help, such as therapy, counseling, or support groups, can offer valuable guidance and support in managing these challenges and improving overall mental well-being. Number 10, you will have no freedom. In the most severe cases, uncontrolled sexual desires can escalate into repeated criminal offenses. Engaging in illegal activities, such as sexual assault or exploitation, can result in imprisonment or mandatory treatment programs. This loss of freedom, along with the social and emotional consequences, underscores the importance of addressing and seeking help for these issues before they escalate to such extremes. In conclusion, controlling our sexual desires is a vital aspect of personal growth and well-being. While it can be challenging, acknowledging the potential consequences of uncontrolled impulses empowers us to make positive changes. By developing self-awareness, practicing self-discipline, seeking support, and channeling our energy into productive activities, we can regain control and lead fulfilling lives. Now that we've explored the potential negative outcomes, let's shift our focus towards strategies for regaining control over our sexual desires. It's important to note that this journey will be different for everyone, and seeking professional help is highly encouraged for those who find themselves struggling. Number 1, developing self-awareness and understanding triggers. A key step in gaining control over our sexual desires is developing self-awareness. By understanding our triggers and recognizing the patterns that lead to impulsive behavior, we can start to regain a sense of control. Reflecting on our emotions, insecurities, and underlying motivations can help us identify the root causes of our uncontrolled desires. Number 2, practicing self-discipline and setting boundaries. Self-discipline is a valuable skill that can assist us in managing our sexual desires. Setting personal boundaries is crucial to maintaining control over our actions. Learning to say no to immediate gratification and establishing healthy limits for ourselves can help redirect our energy into more productive and fulfilling pursuits. Number 3, seeking professional help and support. Sometimes, self-help alone may not be sufficient, and that's okay. Seeking professional help, such as therapy or counseling, can provide invaluable guidance and support. A trained therapist can help us explore the deeper psychological aspects of our desires, identify triggers, and develop effective coping mechanisms. Remember, there's no shame in reaching out for assistance when needed. Number 4, channeling sexual energy into productive activities. Another effective strategy for managing sexual desires is channeling that energy into productive activities. Engaging in hobbies, sports, or creative outlets can help redirect our focus and provide a healthy outlet for our sexual energy. By embracing activities that brings us joy and fulfillment, we can find a sense of balance and purpose in our lives. Remember, this discussion is about promoting self-reflection and fostering a healthy understanding of our desires. It's not about judgment or shaming. We all have the capacity to learn, grow, and overcome challenges. So let's embark on this journey together, supporting one another along the way. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.